welcome to a new episode of Toon Talk TV.
Woo!
Much like our boy Little Dicky always says, we are some very high-profile people in undisclosed locations, so it's time to talk some greasy shit. New season of Rick and Morty, boys. Season 6, Episode 1. Initial thoughts.
I thought it was good. You guys like it?
Yeah, I thought they jumped in real quick. Usually they kind of do side episodes getting into it, but actually I feel like they start with it hard and they end hard, and then they and everything in between is different versions of intergalactic television. You know what I mean?
I was going to talk about that. It's so they're right now. Rick and Morty is like a canonical versus an episodic, and they mashed it into both. Mm-hmm. So the beginnings and ends of each season goes through you have canon, you have backstory, and it keeps proceeding, and then everything in between they try to make it episodic. But this version, they're getting so fucking heavy. I had to stop and be like, "Wait, what happened? What the fuck?"
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused too. I had to look back on a few episodes and be like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
So
that's right.
I think it's very funny how they in previous episodes they've made fun of that. They're like, this is bullshit canon stuff. We got to do it for the fans. Even though we fucking hate doing this, but now that's literally all they're doing is making these really good episodes that connect to previous episodes from multiple seasons ago. My favorite part of this episode is at the very beginning where he's talking like he's Iron Man, and he's like, I don't have a recording device like that one guy, what's his name? And Morty's like, wait a minute ago you pretended to not know who Iron Man was? Who was that for?
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
By the way, this is
right
a little
after
too
that,
late. Wait, let me stop you. So if you guys haven't watched the first episode of the new season of Rick and Morty, we spoil everything about talking about this. So go in the comments, go in the description, and hit the time marker to the next spot so you can keep watching this video without us spoiling Rick and Morty for you.
Al, what were you going to say?
No, I just thought they had a few really hilarious jokes in this. I even thought it was funny how right after that, when they get back to basically to the house, they feed the dietary machine it turns into nutrients, and Rick's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna
eat this sandwich.
That was awesome.
That was pretty good. Without, we've already spoiled a lot of things, but
we're gonna spoil so much.
They bring a character, the evil Rick that basically started all. We finally get to see him, and it's revealed that the Morty that we see is his original Morty from his timeline. So evil Rick and our current Morty are the pairs, and the Rick that we know now, he's finally met his nemesis. How do you think that's going to play out over the course of probably 10 episodes, right?
Right.
Yeah, so they kind of established I liked how Morty was like, this isn't my, that's not my Rick. I don't know that Rick. I've known you the whole time, so you dictate how, if anything is brushed off on me, it's because of you. I don't know who that Rick is. But how do I think that's going to play out? The current duo, the Rick and Morty that we know, have a common enemy now. So, now they know evil Morty is out there somewhere off the central finite curve in some other dimension, while the current Rick is in Cronenberg
world
dimension.
Yeah.
So they have a common enemy, which is nice. I think there's going to be a lot less fighting between Rick and Morty, and now they've got someone that they're going after, which I think they did a good job. Every season they have an arc in itself, and last season was the arc of fuck Rick and Morty, we're going to go off and do our own thing. It's the Morty show and the Rick show, and sometimes we'll meet. And they at the end of the last season, Rick is hanging out with two crows while Morty's like, "Please take me back," and they got back together. So and now they're now they've got like a new common enemy, which is nice.
Yeah, I love how they how Cronenberg Jerry survived. Oh my god,
he's perfect form.
I love.
Man.
Oh, dude, the ending.
And then they
too,
just
how,
kill him off. I thought that was a
season
little bit of a bummer. Like, come on.
Well, I think that's just so they could wrap up the storyline, so they don't have another Jerry out there. Like,
we don't have to go back to Cronenberg.
That's
well,
true.
Yeah.
and I like how season 2 Jerry fucked up their new universe with
Mr. Frungles or
Mr.
whatever.
Frungles. Which
So
is, there's
good.
a lot of similarities right there between Mr. Meeseeks and I'm Mr. Meeseeks and I'm Mr. Frundles, but
Mr. Poopy Butthole too. Like, I mean, I feel like they always and Little Buddy. I feel like they're all like the same.
Different versions of the same
same, which I love.
But one of my favorite parts about the ending too with Mr. Frundles is I was thinking, like, what's the fastest way to like fuck up your whole world? And in my head, I think like a zombie apocalypse because like or like an epidemic or something that. And Mr. Frundles like destroyed that. That was like within 2 seconds, like
the entire world.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't. So those are all great theories on what common enemy, blah blah blah. They can extend it. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for Rick and Morty to just win in the next episode. They catch the dude, they kill him, and they're like, "All right, that's done with that. Now we can just go off and do Rick and Morty stuff." So I'm holding out for that. It's like it's not like a big drawn out thing. He just gets it in the second episode. They kill him, and then they're like, "Okay, now let's just go about doing single episodic adventures going forward." That's my vote.
I mean, they have to restart somewhere. I feel like. I mean, that's a good idea. I'm all for it. Did they kill off Evil Morty, or is Evil Morty still?
No.
All right,
he's out there.
All right, he's out
So-
there.
Yeah. I thought that was one of the coolest parts.
Yeah,
Because now he's in a universe where Rick isn't the smartest person. Like that's the whole thing with the central finite curve is they're currently going through
like a
every
pocket.
dimension where Rick is the smartest guy in that world, and he got out of that. So that's where he's at.
I also read some stuff where that curve is actually broken, so other beings that are smarter than Rick could infiltrate our current timeline and interact with Rick, where Rick isn't the smartest. He meets someone else that is smarter than he is. So people are hoping that they play into that and bring, where they make it where Rick isn't the smartest guy in the universe.
I think the best possible scenario could be where Rick gets beat out by a universe where Jerry is the smartest.
That's a good idea,
Dude,
dude. That's a
great.
really good idea.
Adult Swim, if you're listening to this, we came up with that idea first. You heard it here first.
Yep.
This is it. Speaking of which, is a good spot to take a little break to remind people to like, follow, and subscribe if you like Toon Talk TVs, and to go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/wearethetelevision, for some bonus content down there.
Our mugs are flying off the shelves, dudes.
We got that.
I think we've only have 2 more, so get
them
fast.
before they're gone.
Get them before they're gone. Make sure and go to B-Dubs so you can get a bird dog if you mention Toon Talk TV on the house.
Bird dogs, baby.
Dude, they're here. I think that's enough for Rick and Morty. Like we're going to be at least having one of these where we discuss the next episode. I feel like it's only right that we talk about one of our favorite cartoons. But we got a little special surprise for you viewers coming up. A nice little segment we like to call the Cartoon Cookbook. All right, we're back with the Cartoon Cookbook. Now, for those of you watching, with the Cartoon Cookbook, what we're going to attempt to do is kind of flesh out a story, flesh out an idea for you. We got, if you can see from Brett's screen, he's got a little doodle up. He's going to be drawing some stuff while we chat about and conceptualize an idea. Maybe not from start to finish, but, just kind of so you can see the process that we go through on making cartoons and the story and our thought process and stuff like that. So let's kick it off. You guys, what is kind of an idea that you've had floating around, or just something off the top of your head that you find humorous in your everyday life?
An idea? You're kind of putting us on the spot. What do we got, man?
Here's a good one. Brett mentioned the thing about Peroni Week, where you have a Peroni every day of the week, and you get a free ticket to Peroni Week. So maybe there's some dude out there who's, working for the weekend, so he can take a one-way bus to Peroni Week or something like that.
What's Peroni Week?
Where you gotta,
You
where you get
have a
a
Peroni. Have you ever had a Peroni?
I don't think I've had a Peroni. What's a Peroni?
Is gin.
No, that's a Negroni.
Yeah, that's a Negroni,
dude.
A Peroni is just
a Negroni.
A Peroni is just an Italian beer.
Oh, dude, who the fuck is drinking Peronis, man? What the fuck?
Okay, well that idea bombed because Brett doesn't know the difference between Peronis and Negronis.
Well, I mean, come on.
And
help me out here. I've never drank a Peroni. So, well, no. Let's just go with that. We're gonna go with this guy drinks Peronis all the fucking time.
One a day.
One a day.
Instead of an apple, he's drinking a Peroni one a day.
This is your classic Italiano.
Okay, we're sticking with the Italian theme. Al, give this what kind of name should this Peroni drinking mafioso Italian be?
Frank.
Who should he be called? Frank. Frank, not Frankie. That's more Italian.
Frankie. Yeah. I like that.
Frankie, the Peroni drinking Italian. From the screen, it looks like this guy is, middle aged. He's got a nice little Luigi stash.
Dude, that looks like our great grandpa for sure. For sure.
It does, actually.
What was your great grandpa's name?
Frank,
dude.
So he had a pencil thin mustache.
I just gave him that.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Look at that.
You're drawing from memory. You're doing from what you know. That is one of the key. If there's a concept out there for writers, drawers, creators, animators, anything, start with what you know and then build off of that. Right?
So
I always write. Yeah.
Frank had a motorcycle, so I'm gonna fucking put him on a fucking motorcycle right now.
Let's give him a hog, dude. Yeah, this guy's an Italian Peroni drinking motorcycle enthusiast.
So
all right, so let's go through this. What do you need for a story, man? What are the guts of making a story for this Peroni drinking Frank who rides motorcycles?
All right, so for me kicking it off, I'd say a story needs to begin with a good protagonist, a good character that kind of is your vehicle to transfer you from, shot to shot, frame to frame.
We're all into the character-driven things. So if he has a good Bible, which usually you don't even have to have a Bible if you have someone in mind. If you have a stereotype in mind, if you have a specific person in mind that you know, and then you just drop this person into a situation. You know what I mean? Each story is a situation, but each episode is a situation. And basically, I think the story almost writes itself if you have a good enough character and situation to put them in.
Al, tell our listeners a little bit what exactly a Bible. What you mean by a Bible? Like what do you mean by that?
A Bible is basically a character's personality. So if in a Bible, you'll basically say that, and you don't necessarily. People will write out a character Bible, but sometimes it's just that character's personality. Like that character would never cry about this or about blank. Gotcha. That character is cracks a joke in awkward situations. That character would never cheat on his wife. Blah blah blah. It's a personality traits, and would you think anything else you could add to that?
I think that's. You hit it right on the head. I think it's a guide for people out there. You're basically flushing out your character. That way, when you start creating episodes or things like that, you can refer back to this, and you could, like, if a situation is where he goes skydiving, you can flip through and be like, wait a minute, he's scared of heights. He would never go skydiving or anything like that.
Right.
So right now our mini Bible for Frankie here is that he only drinks Peronis. You'll never see him with a Coors or a Miller or anything like that. He's a Peroni drinking guy, and you only see him on 2 wheels. He's not a 4-wheel kind of guy. No cars. He's no tricycles. He's only him and his hog is basically what he's got. It's a good little start for a Bible,
Cool.
right?
Yeah,
Cool.
I think so.
Yeah. All right.
So fleshing out. So step one, we got our protagonist. We got a guy. Kind of like you said, Al. We got to drop this dude into a situation. So, what's a little situation we can think of on the spot to get this dude going?
So I think the easiest situations to get a good story going is think of the last spot where you would find Frank. Like what a children's birthday party, a school function,
Let's
what
just
is-
start Frank in a blow up children's one of
Bounce
those
house?
trampoline like
Like a
bounce
bounce
houses,
house?
dude. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
drinking
yeah,
a
that's
Peroni in a bounce house. Why?
Let's take a step for not a children's birthday party. He's at like the Catholic school fundraiser, and it's the bounce house there. So it's
I
a
love
bunch
it.
of kids
Yeah,
that
yeah.
aren't his.
And you know what?
He's
That's
in.
good because he's super Catholic. I think that we can.
Italian, yeah.
Yeah. He's super Catholic, so that brought him there. But I don't think he would put himself in that bounce house. So how did he get in that bounce house?
Okay, so here we go. We're chopping and going. Frankie's at a Catholic school fundraiser in the bounce house. How does he get there?
Was he looking for the bar? Was he looking for a beer, a Peroni? Is he a little? Has he lost it in the mind? A little dementia from being old? I don't know.
Let's make this guy a little senile. So he's an unreliable narrator character.
Okay.
We don't really know if he's telling the truth or is what he's saying, what he's seeing. It could be all blurs. Let's say he went to the priest and was like, "You got any Peronis?" And they're like, "Frankie,
You're a church.
you're at a church fundraiser. Go over there." And he takes "go over there" as in Peronis are over there, and so he crawls into this little kid's funhouse.
And he thinks he's in a bar situation, so he's talking to his buddies, but the only buddies around are these children.
So this situation also kind of like we said, you write what you know. I've seen situations like this in other films. One of my favorite scenes of a movie that includes an adult in a bounce house is Four Christmases. You guys ever seen that with Reese? I think it's Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn.
I don't
No.
think I have.
No.
I don't think I have.
So premise aside, there's a situation where she gets in the bounce house and the kids like zip it up, and they're just like they're jumping so much that it's knocking her to the ground, and they're like fucking kicking her, and it's just like a bunch of 8-year-olds just like beating up Reese Witherspoon. But then she gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute, I'm a fucking adult. And so she just starts fucking kicking these kids and like throwing them all over the place. So
Nice.
the
So
next
that's good.
the logical thing would be Frank's in this bounce house. He's realizing that there's not any Peronis in here. What's a guy without his Peroni? He's gonna get a little angry. I think he's gonna get a little mad.
That's good. Okay.
Brett's
He's
got
gonna-
a little stash going. It does look like Frankie's a little mad right here, if you can see from the screen. Keep going now. What do we got?
So he's gonna get a little mad.
God, this kid.
He's chit chatting with these kids, and not really getting the feedback he wants. He's talking about what does Frank talk about? He talks about what the football game going on, or
He talks about Nam.
Nam. Nam. He's talking
Yeah.
about Nam with these little children. These children really have nothing to offer. but he still keeps talking because he's the voice of he kind of takes control of every conversation that he gets in. So he just keeps talking his ass off. He gets a little angry because he's not finding a beer. He's not getting a beer, so he's bouncing around.
Takes matters into his own hands.
Okay.
Just like he did in Nam. My favorite is when you get a little kid that's just too little to be there, so maybe Frank's asking about Peronis and this kid's only like repeating the few sentences that he's learned. Like, hi, my name is Charlie. Like that's all this kid knows how to say. So.
Yeah, I like how he's asking these kids questions that they obviously don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, where's my dad? Or, are you my dad?
You could have him yelling like stuff, bringing him back to the war, like, your dad's gone!
Yeah. I killed him in Fallujah.
And he's packing. I think he should, he's got his concealed carry. Just have him blast off a few rounds, dude. Just sinking that bounce house after he starts moving around.
All right. So shit happens, whatever, in the bounce house. He accidentally deflates the bounce house. So we've established what this character wants. He wants a Peroni. Simple.
Yeah.
But the hurdles that he's facing is one. Is he senile? He just doesn't know where the fuck he's going. He walks into a bounce house and he just deflated it with a bunch of kids in there.
He's got some PTSD.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the hurdle that he. Now he's stuck in a bounce house.
No. We're gonna take this to the extreme. So
okay. Yes.
He hears this little kid say, "Hi, I'm Charlie." And what's another name for enemies when you're at war? Charlie. Like, we got Charlie all on our left, Charlie on our right.
All right.
And so that's what causes him to pop off, because he hears the word Charlie. And then it's like it cuts to a news segment that says, like, 10 kids smothered to death in bounce house. Lone survivor is Vietnam veteran Frankie whatever. So all the kids die in this little thing.
And in the newspaper, it's because the bouncy house strangled them, or because of Frank strangled them.
I bet you just be quick. We don't even need to tell. Like, kids are dead,
Oh my God.
Kids died in this terrible accident. Frankie doesn't know. He's just like, the minute I was there and the minute I was gone, I don't know what happened in between.
So we're already killing kids in our first episode of Cartoon Cookbook.
Well, we could. This is a cartoon, dude. We could do anything. We could bring him back. We could kill.
That's right.
Could bring. We could kill. What's his name? Frank, and then he could go find a Peroni and help the kids out in heaven or whatever. We could do whatever we want, man.
So well, that's true. So he is a hardcore Catholic. Maybe we could mix a little more religion into it.
Well, I mean, what's
which
one
is never good for a cartoon, but okay, let's do
we're
it.
Going in it. We're
rolling
picked
in
our
it.
direction, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
what's a super Catholic situation like after death? Like what can like maybe Frankie is the priest at these kids' funeral, and he's like telling the family how they died. Because he has no clue. He's just like, you know what? They were good kids.
I feel like we should have fleshed out this story
before this happens all the time. This is a good thing. Like, we can go back and rewrite some things if we have to make the story work. But we haven't come up with our full story circle. Brett, could you kind of flesh out the whole story circle for people who don't know?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll give it in the fastest way possible, but it's basically like the hero's arc, which is you have a main character, and that character wants something, and that character goes on a journey to attempt to get that thing, and somewhere along the way, there's a struggle to get this, and he ends up getting it, but something happens in a way that he didn't realize. He gets what he wants, but he finds out something new along the way that you weren't aware of, and there's a struggle there, and in the end, this hurdle is overcome with a new piece of knowledge that they attained along the way. Does that make sense? Did I sum that up pretty fast?
You did. So, Al, what would you say? What step are we in our character, our hero Frank's journey?
Well, we know what he wants. He wants a Peroni. I feel like he's attempted to move forward to try to get the Peroni and hasn't quite gotten it yet. And have we? I guess the problem that he's dealing with is his dementia, basically.
Does he have dementia or PTSD?
I think both.
Yeah,
he's senile.
old.
You know,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So basically, him being senile is getting in the way of him being able to just drink a Peroni. So is that a good enough?
No. That's pretty good. Think about it. So, what can a senile old guy with PTSD learn along the way? You know, like what he just killed a bunch of kids. So let's bring. This is definitely a hurdle. You know, like wherever these kids are at, aren't going to like that. You know, and he's. Or did we just skip past that completely? And
I say we skip past that completely and move toward the Peroni direction.
Yeah.
Are we gonna sit on the dead kids? I don't think we
well,
should.
No.
don't.
This is a hurdle. This is a hurdle. Now we've set a pretty huge hurdle that we now have to overcome. He needs his Peroni, and he just killed a bunch of kids. So.
He's going to jail. Why don't we put him in jail?
Yes. Okay. So he's in jail, and how can he get? Can he get a Peroni somewhere in jail? You know.
That's the key. How does he get a Peroni in jail?
Right. So now
that's a hurdle. That's a hurdle because I mean, being senile is one thing, but now he's in jail. Maybe he concocts something close to a Peroni in jail.
Toilet Peronis?
Yes, toilet Peronis.
Okay, let's roll with that. So we could flash.
With the help oh yeah, keep going.
We flash forward. Frankie's in jail making toilet Peronis, and he's like sipping it out of his toilet, and he's like, never as good as the real thing, you know, or just something stupid like that.
Okay.
Maybe there's always shifty characters in prison. Like maybe there's a shifty character that's like, hey, you want a Peroni? I could get you a Peroni.
Oh yeah. Okay, I like that.
I mean, we it's always good to have.
Well, we have to use what we have at our also introducing new characters. Like midway into the how can we use the.
One of his old non-buddies. That's already in jail.
Yeah, like
maybe,
yeah.
Let's do it. Maybe he doesn't get put in prison. Maybe he gets put in like a Vietnam. They have those like Vietnam hospitals or something like that. Like where, you know, instead of too hard for a prison, he gets thrown in a situation with all his old war buddies. Okay. Because they realize that he didn't murder these kids. It was just accidental suffocation.
Okay.
But he's still in an old person's home, and they probably don't let him drink Peronis. So him and the boys in Nam got to get together. Well, I mean, not even the boys in Nam, but he's now in a place where he may not have the most freedom, but he does have freedom. But he doesn't have his hog, which is that's our side character, is his bike.
Okay.
Is this bike living? No, it's way too late to introduce a
talking
bike.
So it's not living at all. It's not living at all, but he talks about it and talks to it like his love.
Like it is a lot. Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Like his baby, his girl.
There's studies where people in war would talk to their rifles like they were living things. They would, they can't leave them around. They can't leave them alone. They give them names. That's his rifle. This is his little bike.
I like that.
So
he can't wait. Why can't he have his bike there?
Because he's
in a home.
He's in a home, dude. He can't leave the place, so he doesn't have a bike.
All right. Well, now his goal is to leave to get that bike on and get a Peroni.
No, he still needs the Peroni. No, he's just looking at his bike like, let's not make this too...
he's looking at a photo of his bike, and it just says R.I.P. on it. Like,
okay, all right.
But he knows that his bike would have wanted him to have that tasty Peroni. So he knows he needs to get that Peroni. So here's also a little struggle for sometimes writers and creators out there is when you hit that wall, a cool thing to do is just throw any idea that you have at the wall. Sometimes I personally like to visualize that, so I'll make a little spider web in my book and just throw ideas up, connect them all, and then kind of just sit and see which one I believe would be the best situation. How do you find your guys getting over like a block like that, or knowing where to go next in the story?
I find myself, if I get a little exercise or fresh air, I think I just need to give them.
So you step away from
it a breather. Step away and just let it breathe.
But we're not going to step away from this.
No, we're not.
Hang on.
We're going to breathe through.
So let's just do a quick recap. So now it starts we've got Frank who wants a Peroni, who starts he is in a floaty, what do you call it?
Bounce
house. So he's in a bounce house, and he's talking to Charlie, saying, "Where's my Peroni?" And he's like, "I don't know. Hey, hi, I'm Charlie," like type thing. And he's like, "Oh, it's Charlie!" And then takes his gun out and shoots the bounce house. The thing deflates. Or does he shoot the kid? Oh my god!
He just shoot. Yeah, just the bounce
house. And they
house.
just die from suffocation or something in there. And then it's like, the cops come. Oh, now now he's like, this senile old man is causing trouble. We need to put him in a home. And he's like, I just want my Peroni. We don't even need to bring the bike in there because there's no bike. The bike hasn't showed. I mean, we established that he's on the bike. But
let's get rid of the bike.
How about he is looking at a picture of a Peroni? Really,
that's better.
And he's like, oh, I just need a Peroni. And I got it. And someone comes in and he's like, a Peroni. I know how to make those. And the guy busts out the gin.
Oh, that's good. Makes a Negroni.
And makes a Negroni.
There we go. That is the key to, we stepped away, we recapped, and then we brought back material that we previously said into the story. So that is perfect. Maybe it's an orderly, the guy that takes away, and he's like, "Hey, you want a Peroni? I could get you a Peroni."
So this guy, it's less of a hero's journey. It's more like a. He learned that he still got his drink, but it's just maybe not the drink that he wanted.
I like Negroni. I was a Negroni guy the entire time.
Did we do it? Is that Cartoon Cookbook?
Yeah, that's good, yeah. And then he gets a Negroni, takes a sip, and he's like, wow, I really love Negronis. Roll credits. If you have any questions about like the software and stuff that Brett's using, throw that in the comments. Brett will respond about, the shit that he uses to create all this magic. But yeah, much like Al said, this is something that we are passionate in and we love doing. Any ideas are great ideas. No idea is a bad idea. That's what we're here for. We're here to collaborate. We're here to make some magic. What should we? I mean, what if this were something that we would, a little baby of ours? What would we call it? It's got to have a name. What would this little episode be called? It has to be, the word Frankie's got to be in it. Or does it even need a name? Do things need to be named?
I mean, things need to be named, but it doesn't come up in.
Here's a good thing: people in the comments, if you have a name for this, drop it in the comments. If you got a name for this little short episode, we'd love to hear it because we don't got one. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add. I think this was a really good exercise. We will be doing more of these cartoon cookbooks as we progress through episodes. But I do have a short announcement to make that you guys may not know.
Okay, cool.
You ready to hear it? I am finally going to nut up and work on a short film.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gonna make a short film. Both of you have to be involved and work for free. I mean, that's all I gotta say because I don't know how to do half the shit that I
now we have to because he said it live, dude. Yeah. We can't be like, no, we only do stuff for money. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how you get them, boys. That's how you get them. You say it live, and then they got to. No, I think I got a really good idea that I will pitch in a later episode. But I got a good idea. I figured it's time to pull the trigger. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I have a creative support group behind me. No better time than the present.
Hell yeah, bro.
With that, like we said, follow, and subscribe if you like the channel. If you go watch all the cartoons we got. Again, that's visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/wearethetelevision. You got bonus episodes. You get music. You get animatics. You got cartoons. You get everything with that. So check that out. Like the page, watch the stuff, follow us on Twitter. We're out there. And, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
We are the television.